Hello everybody, in today's video I'm breaking down the STG44. I know I did a video of this recently, but I did want to give you an update since the update just released the Call of Duty World War II on April 10th. These are actually my first couple matches. I'm going to actually chop it up a little bit so you can see all the different highlights from the matches. But what I did want to cover is the specific class setup that I've used in the past and what I'm using now. And I was actually just trying to level up my mountain and actually the weapon because I wanted to use the bayonet. So these are actually my first couple matches after the update, but the guns still melt. So let's go ahead and take a look at the class setup. So as you can see, I'm using Mountain with the Haywire 2, Rapid Fire, Extended Mags, High Caliber, and the new basic training Blitzkrieg, which feels so amazing. And then I also have that Signal Flare for my tactical. My lethal is a nade, but you can really use whatever for that. And the secondary I never use because I got to pick up another person's weapon in general, so I never really use the pistol. So let's go ahead and get into the gameplay. One thing that I did want to touch on is with this new Blitzkrieg, you can see on the right, I'm getting these little ticks for each kill. Blitzkrieg allows it to change your score streaks to kill streaks so that you don't get any extra points for assist, capturing objectives, or any other bonus type of actual score. The benefit in this for a player that can get high kill streaks is if you play a mode like Gridiron, now you can get like 4 kills and get a recon plane, whereas before you might have needed 8 to 10. So there's a huge balancing buff. One thing I think they might need to rebalance is actually the glide bomb is weak compared to the fighter pilot, which you're gonna see right now. The fighter pilot, like I was saying in my most recent videos, is that it's the best score streak in the game. There's no low level score streak that can give you that many kills on a consistent basis. So let's go ahead and check it out right here. I'm gonna go ahead and call it in as soon as I get it in. But you can see right here the range of this weapon. I'm able to take people out at pretty good range and a lot of headshots with this high caliber. I'm just destroying the enemy. So let's go ahead and check out this nice little fighter pilot buff. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I would have got 6 without spawn protection, but damn, is that a good streak. One thing that I still got to get used to with these new class setups is I always ran infantry, and I was used to having a surplus of ammo that you can actually play the entire match almost and not have to worry about picking up ammo or picking up other weapons. So it's just something I got to adjust to. Closer towards the end of this paratrooper streak, I ended up getting running out of ammo, so I had to pick up another guy's weapon, and then I continued my streak. So you can see right here the glide bomb. There's no way a glide bomb will probably ever get you 5 unless they just happen to be clustered together. Even with the buff of the blast radius and it falls faster, isn't a huge difference when it comes to the score streaks. Paratroopers are still good because they give you that extra one, and then the recon lasts a little bit longer. After the update, I only played solo because I want to kind of experience what it's like for most people that play the game, because most people don't play in groups, especially not overpowered groups with other people that are really good. That's sometimes fun to do, but it doesn't really experience the game the way it could be played. So I can imagine if I get in a good squad of people playing, this will be so unfair. This Blitzkrieg will just be dropping streaks like there's no tomorrow. So just something to be a lookout for. I'm pretty sure this is going to be the best basic training that all the big YouTubers, small YouTubers, anyone that can get score streaks regularly can now get kill streaks pretty regularly too. They're going to love this. And the extra streak is pretty nice to have, so you can run flat guns if you want to counter people with their ball turret gunner. So right here you can see I switch guns. So what I'm going to do is skip ahead further in the gameplay when I actually die and get a reload on weapon. Also, if you're enjoying the video so far, remember to click that like button. If you're new to the channel, go ahead and make sure you subscribe. I do a lot of class breakdowns, in-game mechanic breakdowns, and then tips and tricks on how to improve in Call of Duty. If those are anything that you'd be interested in, you should probably subscribe. Remember, that's completely free. And then also hit that little bell icon so you have those notifications on. So let's go ahead and skip ahead. So I didn't end up dying, but as the second half started, so I got a replenishment of ammo. I already got my paratroops ready to go. I think I'm on a 22 streak, not a gun streak, but a 22 streak. So that my paratroopers, when they come in, they should go ahead and bump me over 25 and then give me some of those unstoppable medals. So right here I go ahead and call in my recon, make sure I call in my paratroopers, and then right here there's no really good location to drop them, just because when you do bring in paratroopers on this map, it's so small they can pretty much kill them pretty quickly. But as you can see, I got my 25 there. Paratroopers are going off. So in addition to all the different changes they made, they did nerf lethals a little bit, especially now that everyone has lethals and tacticals. They nerfed both of those. So that does aid the gameplay a little bit, because even if you get hit with the nade and it's fairly close, it has to be almost pinpoint accurate for you to actually die by one, unless you're already low health. So right here it gets a little sketchy. I mean, I just go ahead and kind of play my life. and then I just kind of kill people that are coming around the corner, just playing the map. And then I end up killing myself with the fighter pilot when I actually eventually call it in. I can see the guy's coming around right here, so I got to go ahead and take him out before he gets me. And then I just play a rookie mistake and kill myself, I think, on this fighter pilot. But that's a whole nother story. So let's get in a little bit further into the clip and kind of see how things go from here. So instead of going on and on, I'm going to show you a few more clips. But what I am going to do is go ahead and put the class setup back on the screen, because that's why you came to this video, is you actually want to see that class setup. I already talked about it in the beginning, but now that you had a chance to see it a little bit, now I'm going to go ahead and break down a little bit of why this class setup is the way it is. The reason you want to run Mountain in general is you want to be kept off the mini-map. And there's probably only a handful of things that will put you on the mini-map, which I actually saw recently in a video that Xclusive Ace did. So I'll go ahead and link that down in the description if you want to see how Mountain can be countered. One of the benefits that it does as well is it counters requisitions in a way, because people call those different score streaks in, especially like the ball turret gunner, and then if you're off the UAV or off the mini map, they're not going to be able to see you. When they're looking down, they're not going to pop up as a red circle, so they're only going to hit you if you're standing next to your teammate. So that's another huge advantage there that's been in the game already, but just something to point out. So now when it comes to the weapon, the STG is one of the most reliable and most consistent rifles in the game. It only competes really well with the Volkstrom Gewehr. They're very similar as far as rifles go. Obviously, there's other rifles that are good and stuff like that, but those are probably the top two rifles that are mostly consistent. The bar can be very good, and then you also still have the FG42. But in general, it's a very consistent, reliable, top-tier rifle. So that's why I chose the rifle. As far as high caliber should be used on every auto rifle, because it actually reduces the time to kill significantly, and that could be a huge advantage when you actually take on multiple people. Having a 45 magazine capacity is huge. You can actually kill about 4 or 5 people in one clip if you're deadly accurate with it, which the gun is pretty accurate. Rapid fire, that helps to make it a little bit more competitive. That one you could swap out for another attachment in case you want a reflex sight or something like that, because rapid fire isn't 100% necessary on class setups, but I would definitely say high caliber is. Extended mags, like I said, that allows you to bump your ammo from 30 to 45 and get those extra feeds when you need to kill about 2 or 3 people. And then when you come down to Blitzkrieg, Blitzkrieg is the new meta in my opinion if you're a good player. It allows you to carry that extra streak, it buffs your streaks, and then you can actually run that flat gun, because now you're going to have an extra streak that you can actually counter those requisitions users. You can play these lower score game modes like Gridiron and Domination 50, and then you can actually get these high tier streaks without having to put up a V2 to get your paratroopers. As far as the pistol, it can be whatever, it doesn't matter. The lethal, it doesn't really matter, it's just really whatever you're comfortable with. And the tactical really doesn't matter as well. I mean, you can use a flashbang or you can use this flare. The flare I think is more annoying, but the cool thing is it kind of gives you a little bit of map awareness, because it gives you hit markers when they're nearby, and it'll give you a good idea of where the actual opponents are. So earlier in the video I had it on screen that we were down like by a huge margin, by like 70 or 80 points, and I wanted to see if we can actually come back. So this is either the most epic comeback or the epic collapse of the other team, which you'll see. We're getting close in score. We're triple capping. Our team's playing effectively. This gun is melting, as I've said throughout the video. It's just a melt machine. What kind of ruined the game is obviously towards the end of the game, everyone's calling the requisition streak. So that's definitely something in the game that I think needs to change. It's totally weird perk to have, the ability to basically not necessarily work for your streaks. Obviously I'm grinding to get my kills, but I am capping objectives, defending objectives, so that is part of the game. It just is what it is. One thing I did want to touch on too is a Twitter poll just came out by Sledgehammer Games, and they want you to vote on whether you want Domination 50, Domination 75, or Domination 100. Just as a heads up, Domination 100 has like 70% of the vote. Domination 75 has almost all the rest of it, because Domination 50, which supposedly Michael Condrey said was the most popular, only has like a 7% or 3% vote. It's really tiny percent. So obviously that was wrong. I think the community prefers higher score. 75 is where I always felt it should have been from the beta, but 100 is nice as well. Whatever can allow you to level up and grind faster through your prestiges and through your levels, that's always a plus for me. So what we're going to do is kind of look at this gameplay. You can see 194, 195. It's getting close. They're trying to take the objective. I'm not going to let this happen. we're going ahead and we're closing this match out. If you did enjoy the video in any way, go ahead and remember to click the like button. Go ahead and subscribe if you haven't already. Turn those notifications on. See that 79 and what is that, 23? Not the best match ever. 3 KD. Kind of went a little objective hungry at the end, which obviously causes more deaths. But it led to the win, so that's all that really matters. Thank you for watching, and as always, have a great day.